Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Dwayne Campbell 5011. Try with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Seiko Safari. You'll find out why I'm wearing this Seiko later on in the review. And Grogu's wearing my Pagani Design PD 1780. Grogu asked Boba Fett if Han shooting Greedo was one of the reasons that Jabba the Hutt put a bounty on him. Boba said no. In fact, Jabba was glad to get rid of him. He was always messing things up. Jabba had asked Greedo to get some music for the next party, and his Greedo knew no bands. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It came in the exact same box the last Dwayne Campbell came in. And I mistakenly said they were felt, but no, they're velvet, not felt. And the box is so small that the unsigned warranty card doesn't fit in it. That's why the card's not in the box. And the watch does come on this pillow. And here is the watch. That's a nice looking watch. I really like it. I think they did a good job with it. This is the second Dwayne Campbell on my channel. As I mentioned before, I just noticed Dwayne Campbell watches on AliExpress only a couple of weeks ago, so I snagged a Nautilus homage and this sub homage. They have many others of the standard homage staples, such as a Seamaster, Speedmaster, and Yachtmaster. I was pleased with the Nautilus homage, and I'm pleased with this sub homage, so I imagine there'll be more Dwayne Campbells on my channel, provided they remain on AliExpress. This 5011 is an homage to the world-famous Rolex Submariner, which was probably the most coveted standard tool watch Rolex until the Paul Newman Daytona made everyone go nuts over the Daytona. This Dwayne Campbell 5011 has the looks and wearability of a Submariner, but at only 100 meters you wouldn't actually dive with it. However, nobody really dives with their 300-meter actual Submariner either, since the job has been taken over by the modern dive computer. Plus, who wants to risk losing their 10,000 plus watch in the depths of the ocean? A real sub comes in black. They used to make an all-green one called the Hulk, but it was too damn popular, so Rolex replaced it with a black dial green bezel version. If you want any blue in your sub, you better get out your wallet, because there's going to be some 18-karat gold in that watch. These homage companies are a much more color-friendly, and this Dwayne Campbell comes in many more colors. Plus, there are sterile options if you don't want to have the Dwayne Campbell name and logo on your dial. There are also two tones and an all-black version. The watch is 40.4 millimeters at the bezel, 47.8 millimeters lug to lug with protruding end links. I don't mind protruding end links on a 40 millimeter. It's 12.4 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops. Has a 20 millimeter lug width. It weighs 154 grams on the supplied bracelet with 2 links removed. The bezel is ceramic and it's a 90 click unidirectional, and the action's good, not too heavy, not too light, and the clicks are solid and there's no back play, but once again it's a 90 click, not 120 or 60. And 90 just doesn't make sense mathematically. And it looks misaligned on my camera, but you gotta remember this is a camera phone and the camera's to the left, so nothing's ever going to look perfectly lined up when the watch is this close. It's just the reality of camera phones. If the lens was in the middle of the phone, then it'd probably look fine. Then we have the dial. The dial is blue with no sunburst effect. The dial is a bit dull compared to the bezel, and it doesn't look too bad on the camera, but when you look at it off camera, you can really tell the difference between the dial and the bezel. It would have been nice if the dial matched the bezel a little bit better, but it doesn't look horrible or anything. Now up top we have the Dwayne Campbell name and logo. I guess this logo is supposed to look kind of like a DC. Now on the bottom it says 100 meters water resistant automatic. So you get 100 meters here, not 200, which is what you would need on a real dive watch at least. But as I said in my montage, you're never going to dive with this. Most divers use dive computers nowadays. Then we have the applied lume indices, and the lume is excellent, as you'll see in the test later. And then we have your typical Rolex style fence post minute hand, Mercedes hour hand. And the Cyclops does a good job. It magnifies enough, but it doesn't magnify too much. I've had issues before with some watches that magnify too much, and it's just kind of off-putting. But no, that's about the perfect magnification for a Cyclops. And there's a lot of reflection in the Cyclops, though, because that's just the reality of a Cyclops. That's one of the reasons why people don't like them. Then we have the case back. The case back is a coin edge with no writing at all. I wish it wasn't a coin edge. I don't like coin edge case backs because you have to have the right tool. Where a slotted case back, you can just use your typical case back wrench. And this one takes a 31.5 millimeter tool, and I know that because my 30.5 millimeter tool is too small. My 32.5 millimeter is too big, and I don't have a 31.5, which is the annoying part. So if I wanted to open this case back, I'd have to go buy a different size tool. But fortunately, I don't have to do that for this review. Underneath the case back is the NH35 movement. This is the old reliable movement that most of these watches in this price range use. It's a 24 joule 3 hertz movement that hand winds hacks, has a bidirectional rotor and about a 40-hour power reserve. And they're usually fairly accurate right off the shelf, but I'm sure the watch in this price is not regulated at the factory, so your mileage may vary. But let's put it on the time grapher and see how this one's doing. Here it is on the time grapher. As you can see, we're running about 10 seconds fast, which isn't horrible. But look at that beat error. We got quite a bit of beat error, 1.1 milliseconds. That's why you see 2 lines on the screen. But I guess I'd rather have beat error than horrible accuracy. And once again, 10 seconds isn't bad. And at least it's fast and not slow, because it's easier to adjust a fast movement. All you have to do is hack it and wait for time to catch up, where a slow movement, you actually have to move the hands. The bracelet is a 3-link oyster style, fully brushed. The center links are not polished, and the center links are fixed. This is not fully articulating, and we do have solid end links, but they are protruding. And we have screw pins, not push pins, and the heads are fairly big. But it's kind of like Pagani design, though, where you don't have holes on the other side. So if they ever get stuck on you, it's going to be hard to push them out. So hopefully you don't strip any of them. And then we have the clasp. The clasp is unsigned, but look at this, though. We have on-the-fly adjustment. You can't see that, though, because I got it almost all the way in. Let me pull it out some so you can see. See, we have on-the-fly adjustment. So it's really easy to adjust the clasp. Just move it to where you want and press it in. And that's easy peasy. Normally I complain about these Rolex style clasps because the micro adjuster is hard to use, but not when they have on the fly. I love them when they have on the fly. I removed 2 links to fit on my wrist, and then I pushed in the clasp almost all the way. So this should be plenty long. But yeah, I like the bracelet. I think they did a good job with it. Here is the watch and my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks really nice, wears nice. It's a good looking watch. I really do like a blue sub. And once again, I would never buy a real blue sub because they're made of white gold. And they're thus ridiculously expensive. And they don't even make the all blue white gold one anymore. They make the one with the black dial. And I just don't like the black dial. Here we are in the Lume room. The last Dwayne Campbell I reviewed had horrible hand loom, but just wearing this for review purposes, I knew it was much better. As I speed up the time, all I can say is wow, this is indeed much better lume than the last one. We have the nice blue glow of BGW9 and it appears to be nice and even, with perhaps the second hand lollipop being the weakest thing on the watch. I'm very pleased with this lume. It's excellent. The lume was so good I wanted to compare it to one of my standout watches, so I put it up against my Seiko Safari. As we speed the time, both watches start out about even, but after a bit, the Dwayne Campbell begins to fade a bit quicker than the Seiko. But considering how much more the Seiko costs, this is still good effort and about as good as lume as you can expect on a sub $100 watch. What do I like about this watch? Well, it has on-the-fly adjustable clasp. It looks and wears nice. The Cyclops has the right amount of magnification, and it has excellent first-rate lume. What are my gripes and groans? 90 click bezel. I wish it was 60 or 120. Coin edge case back means you have to have the right tool to open it. And the blue dial is just a bit dull. I wish the dial was a little bit more like the bezel. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. It is a reasonably priced NH35 powered sub homage with on-the-fly adjustable clasp that looks and wears great and has awesome lume. How can I not recommend it? This watch is great. So if you're interested in this one, go buy it. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Dwayne Campbell 5011, and I will be back with an unboxing video. Yes, I have some more stuff coming from AliExpress. If you like this watch and you wish to purchase it, be sure to use my affiliate link and I might get a small commission, and I might be able to buy more nicer watches to review, such as that glycine I just bought not too long ago. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.